Hail and well met friends, Zandang here for another episode of The Epic Story as we're making our way through Volume 1, Book 3, the North Downs Zone, and we are defeating Wogs, of course, and also Orcs. We have killed a few too many Wogs due to the per capita of Orcs that are here, so now we shall focus down the Orcs. Alright, why did that move around? It's weird. We shall move that back up there and flip those. And now do a lightning storm of great power. Yes, destroyed. That was easy, actually. Alright. And he's dead as well. Really, we could just send Hairball to kill them all. Be pretty effective, actually. Oh, no, you don't. Silly orc. There we go. Time to take out that wog. Yes. Time for stunning. Right. Let's see here. What happened, buddy? Did you get hurt? Aw, well, let me put you out of your misery. There we go. Much better. Alright. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do a 30 gold. And then wind low, of course. And there we are. Silly wog. You're dead. Alright. Let us continue along. Still have many more orcs to kill before this day shall be done. Let's see here. Wogs, yes, of course. There's an orc. Filthy, nasty creatures. But soon to be dead. There you go, buddy. And dead. Alright, let's continue along and take out these last two orcs. To hopefully weaken the defenses of Hornost. Alright, buddy. You are so dead. You want to know why? Let me tell you why. Let me actually try to get as many people over here as possible. Yes, everyone come over. It's a great party. Oh, sorry. Killed it too quickly. Look at that. Okay, let's continue along. Couldn't show the lightning strike again, but that's okay. Should make our way along no less. This steed kind of matches this area, I must say. Alright. There's a wog dead ahead. Well, alive ahead. Let's continue along. Yeah, that's not one. Loot all, there we go. Alright. Yeah, this area is so different than most places in Middle-earth, in Lord of the Rings Online anyway. And the sound effects in this area can get pretty creepy after a while, if you are not careful. Let's see. Here we are. I'm getting excited for the next anniversary festival, as that is what this cosmetic armor is about. Let's see here. As you can see, I'm going heavy into lightning. I really like the lightning line. Alright, we're nearly back to the ranger. Alright. Let's go ahead and dismount here. Map once more. Yes, he will be here soon enough. See, told you. He's here. Let's see. Argrin. Alright, he's throwing snow. Great job, buddy.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
You're truly of stout heart to face such beasts. You have my gratitude, Staffdang. I only wish I could have done this myself, instead of sending you in my stead. But time and injury prevented me from wielding a sword, let alone drawing a bow. You would think those would be backwards. Anyway, from what you tell me, Angmar did not merely send a token force to Fornost. Nay, it appears that they sent an army. Fornost has fallen once more to Angmar.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Quick now, you must return to Halabrad in Esteldin, and tell him what you have learned here. Angmar has taken Fornost once more. We established that in the last quest text. From such a fortified spot, Angmar could dominate all of the north. But there are even worse things to worry about. Tell of a great evil, which inhabits the collapsed and ruined halls of Fornost. This evil could be called to serve Angmar. Go to Esteldin, and tell Halbrad all that you have learned here. Alright. Well, that was a very fun vacation. Let's go ahead and continue on to once more talk with Halbrad. Alright, let's finally... All the strength of the free peoples will be needed if we are to carry the day. Yes.
Greetings.
I suppose we can be thankful that we are no longer as ignorant of the enemy's plans as we once were. Yet, the question of how we will face this threat looms over us all. The people of the North Downs must be called together for a council to deal with this threat, which we already knew ahead of time, but I had you go off on a wild goose chase just for absolutely no reason. There is much more to do, and much I will ask of you in the days ahead, if you are willing... If you are of willing spirit. Of course I am. I'm a law master. I love the will and spirit and
Could I
willingness.
speak with you a moment?
And now we get started by calling the 3 races, which is one of the longest quest lines in the North Downs, for the epic story at least. We will need the might of the dwarves. No might of the dwarves. Of Ankhthir. If we are to face the threat of Angmar. The dwarves there are good Longbeards, but have long been put to the task by the Dowerhands. When the Dowerhands showed their true loyalties, the Longbeards drove them off and out of Ankhthir. Yet they are still hard pressed by the Dowerhands, and only recently has one of Durin's folk from Erebor, Doi, come to aid them. It will not be easy to convince them to lend their strength to the council, but you must try. Travel to Othrikar and speak with Dori. If you cannot find Dori for some reason, which you probably won't considering the fact that this sentence is in the quest text, speak with a dwarf named Hanar. If it is he who leads the Longbeards of Othrikar.
Could I speak with you a moment?
To the south of Esteldin, there stands a small refuge of elves. Many long years have the elves dwelt there. However, in recent days, most of the elves left the glade. What is worse, I have heard that those few that remain were slain by stone trolls from the north. It is an irony that Gildor Ingolin, an elf lord of Rivendell, was coming to give word of the enemy's movements, but arrived too late to save those who remained. He should be called to the council, but I fear that he will be too consumed by the desire to protect both the glade and his people from their rage. It will be your task to go to Lin-Gileath and convince Gildor to come to the council.
Would you do something for me?
Of all those who have suffered in the North Downs, it is perhaps the people of Trestlebridge who have suffered the most. They have stood firm against all orc attacks, but their own numbers are dwindling. In fact, the mayor of the town, Novel Boskins, was recently slain, and his daughter, Nellie, now leads the people there. I would ask you to go to Trestlebridge and speak with Nellie. We will need her leadership at the council. I will give you word of warning, though. Although her people have the most to gain from coming, Nellie will be the hardest to convince. The constant attacks will block all thoughts of anything but dealing with the immediate threat. All right. Well, we shall go and see what we can do to prevent further suffering in these 3 areas that are all in dire need. Let's see what we got here. So we need to go there, there, and all the way over there. No matter. We shall accomplish this without a problem. Yes. Excuse me, sir. Just coming through. Yes, dwarf, you ride around. Can't go straight through, that'd be crazy. You're on a predetermined route. Yes. Alright. I'm going to head this way, dwarf. You head whichever way you see fit. Alright, and here's the skirmish camp of the city, which is actually a pretty nice skirmish camp. Very nicely laid out. Alright, let's see here. There's a wildcat. Need to stay away from all the wildcats. They are quite dangerous. Not really, they're only level 28s. But still, they are wild cats. And everyone knows that most cats are evil, so clearly a problem. Alright. Let's continue along, now that I've lost half my cat watching audience. To continue on to the... I think we're going to the dwarf place, yes. Now entering Nan Amlog West. Very good. Very good. Yes, there's the gate to the dwarf kingdom. Up here. Or at least village or city or whatever this is. And then riding on Cloudy arrives at Orthrikar, a dwarven settlement with a man stable master. Seriously, man, why are you here? This is a dwarven city. I don't even know how you can make it through the doors here. Look. It's very hard. Should anyone try to disrupt our efforts? That was a terrible dwarf voice. Anyway, he's talking. Have fun, buddy. Okay, there's a quest ring up ahead. Let us continue up to there. I remember this one is over here. Go figure we couldn't find Dory.
What do you want?
You seek Dory? Alas, Dory has been captured by the Dow Hands. An envoy of the traitors just left and said that if we did not turn over the mines to them, Dory would be killed.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
A council of the free peoples? How can we give thought to a council with Dory gone? Wait a second, that's a fellowship. Okay, I guess we're doing the fellowship.
Might you lend me an ear?
It was only with Dory's arrival and the horde of gems he brought that hope began to creep back into our hearts. But Dory has been captured, and the gems lost, and hope is stolen away. If those men, those rangers, wish to have the help of the dwarves of Okrithar, then Dory must be freed. You, if you are the ranger's envoy, must do this if you desire our presence at this council. Dory is likely being held in the Dowhands camp to the west of Okrithar. Free Dory and escort him to safety. Once he is free, we will make our decision regarding this council of yours. Note, it is suggested that you complete this quest while in the Fellowship. Inspiration will assist you if you choose to undertake this challenge alone, or with a smaller group. Alright, what's cool is it actually changes the amount of inspiration you get from the smaller group, which is kinda neat. Alright, part 2 of 3. This is a fairly long quest, considering everything. Is it in the mine in this one, or is it way far away? Right, it's way far away, okay. Well then, we shall mount up and ride to way far away. No matter. Yes. Now entering Kingsfell indeed. Alright. Where the dwarves are higher level, but still extremely low. And the wildcats are only threatening to attack. They're actually quite nice. And I take back everything I said before. Alright, let's see here. Oh yes, this place. This place. This is the place you come when you are doing lore mastery things, or actually man things, for your racial deed thing. Or maybe it's the champion. I don't remember. But anyway, we have to go all the way up to that top place. But until then, since that will have to be next episode, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode as we make our way through the North Downs here, helping the dwarves, elves, and men try to save this region from the terrible fate that Angmar would like it to see. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode.
PVMP and Dang. Subscribe.